So I had an interesting thought when I was taking a look at the pictures that you're seeing here. Now, right up front, I'll tell you, these were pictures that were making the rounds online and were supposedly leaked PlayStation 5 controller pictures. Now, since they've come out, it's been pretty much debunked at this point. Jason Schreier's weighed in on it, saying that they are fake. And I also went ahead and went a little further and checked with some other people as well, and they also share the same thought that it is fake. So most likely what you're looking at here is not a real PlayStation 5 controller. Now, we actually saw PS4 development controllers ahead of time, and we thought those were fake too, and they turned out to be correct, kind of. There were some adjustments that were made and stuff, so I guess you technically never know, but I would say lean on the side of these being fake, yes. So looking at this controller here, I kind of had this thought of, do we really need new controllers with the consoles that come out, the PlayStation 5 and the next Xbox system? Do we really need them? And that's really the question at this time, is when we upgrade our systems at this point, is there anything really to add to the controller to warrant another 60, 70 bucks on a controller? Now, when we went from the PS3 to the PS4, I did look at the PS3 controller. I said, okay, yeah, they need to do some things here to make this work. And of course, they introduced the PlayStation 4 controller with the touchpad and everything, and that kind of made it hard for PS3 controllers to then work on the PlayStation 4. And now I wonder, because the PlayStation 4 controller that we all use now, it's a good controller. I look at it, and I'm not a big fan of the symmetrical sticks. I like them actually being offset like an Xbox controller. But I look at this controller, and it's a very, very good controller. So much so that I wouldn't mind using this controller on the PlayStation 5. Now, I think battery life could be improved, of course. I don't really think you need this big light bar on the top anymore, but still, I think the overall structure of this controller is good enough to where we can use it on the PlayStation 5. But now we're looking at these pictures here, and there's a screen on it. So I don't know if there's gonna be a screen on the PlayStation 5 controller. I don't even think it's needed, really. That would just be added cost, because then you're putting an LCD in there. I mean, think about it this way. We had that Xbox original Duke controller that had an LCD in it, and that was like a $70 controller that was like wired and everything. And honestly, it wasn't even that great of a controller. It had an LCD in it that played the startup animation for the Xbox One. And we took it apart here and everything, and it was just a full LCD. This one looks like it would be a bit more it'd be a bit more complicated. Most likely that would be a touch screen and everything, similar kind of to the touchpad that's on the PS4 controller now. But I wonder if we really need that feature, and I wonder if it's worth having to upgrade controllers along with our systems for a feature like that honestly might not be used that much. I mean, think about, you can even look at the Wii U technically, right? But think about like the touchpad on the PlayStation 4 controller. I didn't really use that as much as I kind of thought we would. I mean, technically it has motion controls, right? And I don't really use that much either. Not that much anyway. So I do wonder if we need that. I mean, look at the Xbox One has so many controllers. It's getting out of control at this point. The Elite is a very expensive controller that they're still selling, and their xCloud stuff appears to be using an Xbox One controller, and that's probably going to be going across generations at that point. I wonder if Microsoft is even going to upgrade their controller, because I don't really know what else you need to do to the Xbox One controller. I mean, going from the 360 to the Xbox One, it's going to depend on your preference, but like I like the Xbox One controller, but I think the 360 was really, really good. I like that they added, of course, rumble motors and stuff into the triggers, for example. And I like the premium feel of the Elite controller, but I think the 360 controller is one of the best controllers I've ever used, next to maybe the PS2 controller. That was up there as well. So my question now, the people watching, is would you like to see an upgraded controller, or would you rather just be able to use your current controllers you might own? I mean, think about it that way. If you have 4 PlayStation 4 controllers right now and a PS5 comes out, you wouldn't then have to buy 4 more controllers for, I don't know, maybe you're playing Madden, or maybe you're playing NBA, or maybe you're playing a split screen shooter or something. You wouldn't have to do that then. It would sync up. here's kind of what I would like to see from Microsoft and Sony. Now, I think Microsoft is going to do this mostly because of xCloud using Xbox One controllers technically at this point, would be that they would allow you to use your older PS4 controllers and Xbox One controllers with the systems. I mean, we've seen it with the Move controllers, kind of, right, where they're using those for VR. So I would like to see that. But if they do something crazy like this, where they put a screen and the screen's used in games, you would technically need to get a PS5 controller. This one here it doesn't look very good, I don't think. It doesn't look ergonomic, like looking at it. It looks bulky at the bottom, an unnecessary amount of bulk. So I look at this and I really don't think this would be like one of the most development controllers ever. Like this would be like something they would have out like day one for dev kits or something. So this isn't something you're going to see on shelves. But would it be worth upgrading for a feature like a screen on the controller? Because keep in mind, this thing was like, what, 5 hours of battery life when it first came out? It's gotten better, but would it be worth getting a screen put on there to have to upgrade your controller? That's the question. Let me know what you guys think about that down below. If you think it's worth trying to do more innovation to the controller, or if you think controllers have kind of peaked at this point. Do we really need anything else with a controller? Do we need a screen on it? And is that something that they should do and have us upgrade our controllers? Because like I said, I'm pretty content myself. Like, I really don't think we need to keep going with controllers. I'd rather the games themselves be innovative and not try to do things like gimmicks like screens on the controllers and stuff. I think most of us had our fill with something like the Wii U when it came to that. But let me know what you guys think about this down below. I'm very curious. Make sure you like the video if you liked it, dislike it if not, and I'll see you guys in the next video.